Recalculated costs for 10,000 Department of Public Works and Highways projects affected by an erroneous fund slash have resulted in 20.7 billion pesos in savings. Most of this amount will go to the PhilHealth in the proposed 2026 national budget. During the Bicameral Conference Committee meeting on Wednesday, December 17, Senate Finance Panel Chair Senator Gatchalian says the Senate team used more accurate data provided by Secretary Vince Dizon to recompute costs. He says the team finished the computation in just 2 days, which would normally take weeks.
Normally 2 weeks kailangan po i-apply itong adjustment factor, pero pinilit po natin matapos in 2 days. So after 2 days po na in-apply to all 10,000 projects, ang savings na nakuha ho natin is 20.7 billion pesos. So naging mas near actual, no? Hindi pa siya actual but near actual na po yung cost nila.
Gatchalian attributes the reduction to adjusted overpriced logistics, hauling, and material costs. He adds that this adjustment resulted in more realistic pricing. The senator also assures that the budget no longer includes overpriced DPWH projects. Of the savings, 16.5 billion pesos will be allocated to PhilHealth. The remaining 4.2 billion pesos will go to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Fund. Gatchalian says the fund allocated to PhilHealth will cover a funding shortfall due to under-remittance by the national government as mandated by the Tax Law. He says the government's mandated remittance to PhilHealth for 2026 is 69.7 billion pesos, but only 53.2 billion pesos was allocated under the General Appropriations Act.
Ang kagandahan ho dito, ang proposal po ng ating mga senador, lalo na si Senator Loren, si Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator Risa, ang proposal ho nila, ilagay ho natin sa PhilHealth. No, dahil ang national government ay hindi ho nagre-remit ho ng tama sa PhilHealth.
Previously, the Senate cut 45 billion pesos from the DPWH project. This was based on initial computations suggesting material costs were overpriced. However, Dizon later flagged errors in how reductions were applied, but Gatchalian and other senators maintained that it was the DPWH that made an error in their computation. This led to a deadlock in BICAM discussions over the DPWH budget. Later, the DPWH apologized and submitted a more comprehensive report as a basis for proper funding. Both the Senate and House of Representatives agreed to ratify and transmit to President Bongbong Marcos for signing the proposed 2026 national budget on December 29. In an ambush interview early Thursday morning, December 18, Senate Finance Panel Chair Gatchalian says he consulted the matter with his counterpart, House Appropriations Chair Mika Swansing. The Bicameral Conference Committee meeting ended at around 2:22 a.m. on Thursday after more than 9 hours of discussions that began Wednesday, December 17. According to Gatchalian, the budget bill was originally supposed to be ratified by the House and the Senate on the 22nd, but he says the ratification may happen by the 29th based on the current timetable of the staff. When asked when the budget would be transmitted to the President, he says the schedule remains to be on December 29 but in the afternoon. Both chambers of Congress are supposed to adjourn their sessions on December 19, but it was earlier adjusted to December 23 to pave the way for the passage of the budget. Now, the adjournment of session will be on December 29 due to the change in the timeline of the budget process. With this change, Gatchalian and Swansing say there's a need to amend the legislative calendar, emphasizing that it will be done by both parties on Monday, December 22. As to questions whether or not the President has enough time to review the budget before signing, both Gatchalian and Swansing assure the public that there is ample time. According to Gatchalian, the Department of Budget and Management's review of the measure is already synchronized. He says they are already monitoring using the real-time numbers. Despite the schedule change, Gatchalian and Swansing confidently affirm that there will be no reenacted budget for next year. President Bongbong Marcos announces that qualified members of the Social Security system may avail of an emergency loan with a 7% annual interest rate and a 6-month moratorium. This follows the declaration of a state of national calamity. In a video posted on Thursday, December 18, Marcos says qualified SSS members may avail of a loan starting this December.
Simula itong Disyembre na ito, ay makakapagbigay na ang SSS na tinatawag na emergency loan. Dahil habang nasa ilalim, halimbawa, ng national emergency, ay magbibigay ng emergency loan ang SSS. Ito ay isang pautang na ang bayad ay mababa lang, 7% lang. Bukod pa riyan ay meron tinatawag na 6-month moratorium. Ibig sabihin, pagtanggap ninyo ng loan galing sa SSS, sa 6 na buwan, sa unang 6 na buwan, hindi kayo kailangan magbayad para sa loan amortization. Para naman mapagaan ang inyong dala.
According to Marcos, this will be a better option for those needing money to avoid falling deep in debt.
Tuloy-tuloy naman po ang pakikipag-ugnayan ko sa SSS upang makahanap ng iba't iba pang paraan para magkaroon ng mas ligtas at makatarungan na alternatibo sa microloan at emergency loan. Maganda po ito kasi imbis na pupunta po kayo sa 5-6 at mapasubo sa malalim na utang, ay meron na kayong magagamit at ang babayaran lang ay 7% lamang.
In November, Marcos declared a state of national calamity after the widespread damage caused by Typhoon Tino. The proclamation enables government agencies to draw from emergency funds and fast-track the procurement of essential goods and services for typhoon victims.